And Facebook announced that it will implement a system ranking news outlets by trustworthiness. The announcement follows government pressure to crack down on Russian government-funded media outlets. Dan Cohen has the story tonight.
If you're worried that your thoughts are being influenced by exposure to untrustworthy news media, Facebook says it's looking out for you. The social media giant's new system will promote or suppress news media based on a metric it calls trustworthiness. How exactly will Facebook determine which news sites are trustworthy? Zuckerberg said the company gathers data by asking users to identify whether they have heard of various publications and if they trust them. The CEO did not address how Facebook would prevent fake accounts from influencing which sites are deemed untrustworthy and ultimately suppressed. The move follows pressure from the Senate Intelligence Committee on social media giants to crack down on alleged Russian influence operations. This network, RT, and Sputnik. Senators allege that the networks were part of a vast Russian government operation to swing the 2016 presidential election in favor of Donald Trump. The allegations amounted to, in the words of Senator Dianne Feinstein, information warfare. She warned social media executives from Facebook, Google, and Twitter that you have to be the ones to do something about it or we will. Back at the meeting, Zuckerberg hinted that the newly announced promote and suppress system is just the beginning. It's always an arms race. Whatever the Russians are going to try to do or the fake news trolls try to do, they're going to keep on coming at us and attempting to do other things. So we're going to be working on this forever. In Washington, Dan Cohen, RT.
For more on this controversial subject tonight, we turn to our political panel. Democratic strategist Robert Burrow is with us, and also conservative commentator Steve Malzberg. Gentlemen, this is a hot issue. It's only going to get hotter. Yes. Now, there are networks in this town that go on the air with anonymous sources. How is Facebook going to determine whether they're trustworthy or not, especially when you're getting it from James Clapper? Steve, your thoughts? I mean, isn't he example A of being just fraudulent when it comes to information?
Absolutely. Again, he should be charged for, perjury possibly before the Congress. Look, Ed, this is a blockhead move. Who does Zuckerberg and Facebook think they're fooling here? They're not going to enlist users to vote and go by that. If that's what they're going to do, then that's more insane than I even thought it could be. But what's going to happen here is what's been happening here. They already adjusted their algorithms back in January of 2017, and who suffered? Conservative sites, conservative outlets, and conservative thought. They dropped 17% in their traffic, and liberals gained 2%. For Zuckerberg to now say, we believe that we have to protect journalism, and we have to have a shared set of thoughts to protect democracy, and we're going to determine what it is. Who the heck does he think he is, and who does he think he's kidding?
And how is asking users going to be an effective process, incredible process, for determining who's trustworthy? Robin, your thoughts on this? And I think this really crosses all political lines, no doubt.
You bet. You bet. It absolutely does, Ed. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. And you've got to consider the fact that right now in this nation, we are very polarized politically. The people that are Fox News viewers and watch Alex Jones would absolutely not agree that CNN and MSNBC are trustworthy, and vice versa. And I've got to say also, while I'm here, that as far as your show and others on RT being, some vast Russian conspiracy, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I believe that to be true. So, I'm not buying this, and I think that it's really misguided to ask users themselves to deem who is credible when right now there's just such political division in our country, Ed.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And I also want our viewers to know tonight, with all these investigations that have taken place here in Washington, whether it be the House or the Senate or any investigation, none of our executives, none of our reporters, none of our producers, none of our anchors, and I certainly haven't, been asked to testify or explain our content, how we do business. We don't use, if you really pay close attention, you've never heard me say sources are telling us tonight. We don't put that crap on the air, because that's exactly what it is. And Jim Sciutto is crap when it comes to professionalism, if that's what you want to call it at CNN. Constant use of things that they can't substantiate. And that's why I think if the AT&T deal goes through, there's going to have to be some real nervous people over there, because companies don't want to mislead the country when it comes to news. So Zuckerberg, I think this is a signal, Steve, and you can correct me if I'm wrong or have your thoughts on this. He really doesn't have an answer. He's throwing this out. He really doesn't have a method of making sure that this, all of a sudden, we're going to have a perfect world when it comes to information on social media.
And of course, there is no such thing as a perfect world. It's all subjective. Campbell Brown, who used to be at CNN and other media outlets, she's like the liaison between Facebook and the networks, and she said that it's up to us, Facebook, to determine what quality news is. This is totally subjective. Now, they're planning on letting artificial intelligence, Ed, handle this, determining what's news and what's not, but that's 5-10 years down the road. So in the meantime, Zuckerberg's going to hire tens of thousands of people, I guess, and they're going to decide.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's depending on what they think it is and what they think it isn't. It's just ridiculous, and it smacks of the worst kind of censorship. And for the record, I've been doing this with you and RT for 9 months. No one has ever said, say this, don't say that, or you can't say that.
Right.
Not once.
I can vouch for that too. Same here.
Robin, take a stab at this. How would social media go about authenticity when it comes to trustworthiness? That this report is accurate? You know, I don't know how they're going to do that.
Well, apparently Mark Zuckerberg's answer to that is to dump, as he said, billions of dollars into this, and then to ask people to decide. Like I said, it's just so subjective. Just as Steve said, you know, there's not really an answer here. And you know, I want to say that I looked at Google Trends. Facebook shares right now in the marketplace of social media are diving. They are nosediving, and people right now are getting more Reddit accounts, more Snapchat accounts. Now, I will say that about 66% of Americans still have Facebook accounts, but worldwide, Facebook is basically on a downtrend, just like MySpace was.
Yeah.
So I think they've got some serious problems.
Steve?
And another issue that they're going to tackle is deciding what hate speech is. How dangerous and is that? They're going to determine what hate speech is.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thanks for the conversation. Robin Burrows, Steve Malzberg, thank you so much.